Hi everybody, it's Steve Olson. It's January 27th, 2017. I am reporting for both WSO and for the Steiger Olson report today, making a couple of videos and getting them up for you guys over the weekend. So anyway, back on to this. Here's a story that just comes from Underground Science. And again, these are one of those kinds of sites that we talk about all the time that sometimes, we look at this, and again, I'm commenting on their news, and they're saying that NASA confirms that Earth will experience this dark 15 days of darkness. Of course, there's nothing that you can find that NASA says any of this or reported on any of this, or that this photograph is in context with what NASA says or anything, and I doubt that NASA would ever break a story like that we wouldn't hear about all over the world. So, what I do think is interesting, though, about the sun is this. Now, if you've been watching our channel, the Steiger Olson Report and WSO, you will know that we talk about this phenomenon looking in the what we call the Engel heliosphere nowcast, and this is basically a measurement of magnetic energy in our inner solar system and almost to our outer solar system, and where various spacecraft are sitting right now that monitor the sun and what we're looking at and the planets. And what we're looking at here in the middle is the sun. And if you're looking in the tip of a rocket and we're shooting through space, chasing the sun through space, this is where the positions of the planets are if you're looking at it. That's the perspective of the spacecraft. And here is Earth here, and it's as you can see, it's in a very charged area. But we've got this big belt of energy that's coming from apparently somewhere outside the inner solar system that just passed Mars. But you can see that Venus is just in a very high energy environment. And I want to say that this ionization idea that we got from our physicist is a pretty plausible one to me. That the reason that Venus is so bright is two reasons. One, this band of energy could be pushing Venus, closer to Earth. As we know, Venus does not have its own magnetosphere. It is like a comet. A comet planet. It moves around. I think that's what we're starting to learn. And the proximity of Venus and Earth are going to be very, very close here pretty soon. We'll take a look at that on the solar system scope in a moment. But as you can see, this big band of energy is, by the way, the reason why we see this huge coronal hole, in my opinion. Now, I'm no scientist, but I'm a country boy scientist, backyard scientist, and this band of energy and this big, huge coronal hole that we see on the sun right now, which is really the big story, in my opinion, is what's interesting, because there is definitely a exchange of energy happening somewhere outside of the sun. The north and south poles are being pulled pretty hard, and we can see this just unbelievable strong force of energy, which is causing this big hole in the sun. Now, the Earth is spared somewhat the big brunt of this, and has been, because by the time this pole of the sun whips around, this band of energy loses some of its gusto as it comes closer to Earth. But as you can see, it wasn't enough, but our magnetosphere did the job, right? And also the sun isn't in the strongest condition. But the question is this whatever over here getting closer or farther away? And I think that's the story we should be talking about, thinking about. So if you have any comments on this, post them below, or questions. And I would also reach out to our physicists to say, what do you think about our theory about this particular instrument, and our theory that we've kind of discovered the reason why we're seeing these huge coronal holes, and that is that there is a connection with another large energy source somewhere outside the inner solar system. This is Steve Olson with WSO and the Steiger Olson Report. So check out this photograph that we got from Core 2, and we're going to be covering this in the Steiger Olson Report over the weekend. I hope you're enjoying those episodes that we're doing. But this three-orbed spacecraft, or whatever it is, we've seen this many times, and here it is from 121 from the Core 2 spacecraft. Here is the sun, and again, here's Wayne and Steve. We always seem to find a way to catch SDO or whatever when it's doing its thing, and in this case, this week, Wayne and I caught a huge jolt. We're going to talk about that over the weekend reports with this Steiger Olson report, which we'll put up on WSO. And then we caught on 12/31, New Year's Eve on Core 2, a huge jolt of energy coming off of the sun, which was pretty interesting. We seem to have an eye for that stuff too. Unexplained phenomenon from the sun instruments, I guess. And then, of course, we have Jupiter, which it looks, or I'm sorry, not Jupiter, but Mars, which looks like a galldarn, bird playing cross unit when it goes past the sun. We're going to talk about that in the weekend episodes as we continue to try to get some traction with the Steiger-Olson report and continue with WSO in its format that we have now. And then we also are going to be talking about this green orb now that we keep seeing in the sky. We've been tracking since summer last year. So a couple of announcements wanted to make about WSO and WSO Live. And the first one is I still have a bunch of subscribers that either mailed in or otherwise contributed to WSO and deserve to have a year of free year subscription on our website, which I am at the WSO website, which I am wanting to do and wanting to get done. I've just formulated the last list of trouble customers, and I'm sorry to every one of you guys. We've had such a bear on our email systems, which now we've actually kind of ironed out the issues. And if you could email me at olson.steven.d@gmail.com and send me that you did not get your WSO Live sign-in credentials or you had trouble signing into the WSO Live site, please send me an email before Sunday at midnight this weekend, and I will have you added to a list to make sure that you get your 1-year subscription. I'm working with the webmaster Jim, and all the team is ready to actually get this problem cleaned up once and for all. We've had a lot of complaints, so if you have not seen your email credentials to get into the WSO Live website per previous agreements, and you guys paying, and I've had to refund a bunch of you. But I'd really be more happy to get you access because there's thousands of photographs, the interviews, discussions, and now we're going to be adding other capabilities to WSO Live, and it's going to be a great growing forum for people that are serious about research of our solar system. And we'd like to get more serious. So again, but before we can move forward, we need to clean up this problem, and I really would love to make sure that everybody gets their what's coming to them from WSO Live, and we're apologizing for any inconvenience or anything. And again, email me at olson.steven.d@gmail.com. I'm sorry I have to ask you to do this one more time, but just email me so that I can fix your login credentials, and we will work on that early next week, get that out Monday, Tuesday, and everybody should be back in business, and hopefully we can solve all the complaints that everybody has so we can move forward. Thanks again for everybody's support of WSO. It's been a very rough couple of months, as you know. Please sign in if you haven't yet logged in or actually paid for any kind of subscription. We encourage you to go to WSOLive.com and log in and look at the photographs that we've collected in our growing collection of discussions. We're going to add a forum board where articles will be written and people can comment on them. And it's just going to keep growing and growing, and we would welcome you to that community with open arms. It's very inexpensive to participate. So just go to www.wsolive.com and you can go ahead and sign up for a membership. With that all said, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I hope you enjoy the multiple